You're with your Feel Good Breakfast show. It is Expresso right here on SABC3. Thank you so much for choosing us. Now, this next guy is just so mind-blowing. Top billing presenter, Cosmo's sexiest man, Mr. World Africa, amongst many other accolades. Fezile Mkhize is really, without a doubt, South Africa's hottest and most handsome medical doctor. Yes, that's right. And this morning we catch up with Dr. Fez and find out what he has been up to during the national lockdown and how he's been coping with it and how many lives he's saved during this process. Welcome, Dr. Fez. So good to have you this morning. How are you doing?
Thank you so much, Sabs. I feel like, again, just because it's you had to go and embellish on that intro. I don't know if I'm like the hottest or the sexiest, but because there's only like 3 of us on TV, I guess I'll take it.
Well, you are one of the hottest men on television right now. I mean, I am one of them. And it's not easy, but you are one of the others. But on a serious note, Dr. Fez, you know, the COVID-19 pandemic, it's hit the world hard, and literally everyone has been affected. In South Africa alone, we're still experiencing a national lockdown, and our country needed to get so accustomed to different ways of doing things and getting along with everyday life. What aspects of your personal life has this changed, and how are you handling the lockdown?
I think everybody just wasn't expecting this because we always kind of joked around and talk about an apocalyptic event happening in the world, and we always think about zombies, but it's almost like a variant of the common cold just kind of hit us. And for the longest time, even before we had to go into lockdown, I was seeing patients and they were very confused as to how serious it was. Was it really lethal? People weren't changing into mindless beings. So I think it was that confusion in the beginning that kind of really was a bit jarring for me, because I had to answer a lot of questions from patients to family. But when we started having actual rollouts, national announcements, and galvanizing everybody, it kind of simmered down, and we can see it with the stats right now, with kind of suppressing the curve, that people know what's going on, and they have an idea that as much as it is a very important thing to know that it's a pandemic, it's something affecting the whole world, we can still live in some way or form, and we've had to figure out how to do it at home. And for me, that just means I have to do push-ups in the shower.
Okay, well, that doesn't sound very difficult, eh? But being one of South Africa's sexiest men, I mean, you must surely keep healthy and fit. And yes, taking and making push-ups or doing push-ups in the shower is one way. But what type of exercises, outside of almost drowning yourself in the shower, have you been doing during this time?
I think it's been, one, very helpful to have Ryle taking me through a number of workouts in the morning. It's always fun when I see him get taken through all the workouts with people. Him suffering makes me feel better when I'm sitting at home. But I think it's kind of going out there and downloading apps. There's so many, and so many people have content out there because we've had to shift and we've had to adapt.
It's one thing finding out from someone like you who lives fitness and someone like Rao, who you guys, that's all you do. I mean, outside of all these amazing other things that you guys do.
Yeah.
But of course, for many of our viewers out there who might not necessarily be at the fitness levels of a Rao or a Fez, what advice do you have for them for keeping safe during this time? Safe and in shape during this time.
So this is the time to do the things you've always wanted to do. I know a couple of people, I'm not looking at anybody in particular, who I believe should be on a mental health cover soon after this lockdown, because he's been wanting to be. And it's kind of giving you a time frame. You have exactly, yes, new server. It's giving people a time frame. It's like you talk about 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, where you're like, okay, you're at home. Every time you go to the fridge, put a reminder there. Be like, but I want to make movements. And it's as simple as, if you aren't doing any squats today, 10 squats is better than what you were doing yesterday and the day before. And it's building onto that. You don't need to think that you're going to transform immediately, but it's knowing that every time you get frustrated, because all of us do it, we go to the fridge and sometimes just open it and stare into it, you can quickly hit 10 squats. Or if that's too hard, just kind of plank for 30 seconds and then be like, okay, I'm making some sort of move to better myself, so that maybe at the end of all these weeks, I can do 20 push-ups. And at the end of that, you've done your 21 days, which is usually the time you need to get into a habit, and you'll see that it gets a lot easier.
Let's talk about our healthcare workers, Dr. Fez. You know, you guys are putting yourselves at risk, going on the front line And of course, the healthcare workers across the country have been a
Yes.
saving grace during this tough time. As a doctor yourself, what are some of the recommendations that you give towards staying safe and, having a healthy immune system and overall wellness in order to avoid contracting the coronavirus?
One, I just have to say, and I'd actually be disappointed in myself that I didn't send out a shout out to all my colleagues and everybody's been working tirelessly. And it's not just kind of the doctors or the nurses, because everybody tends to give them the light because they might be seeing the disease and we see the disease firsthand. It's every single person from the security guard who's always there in the morning to say hi, to the people who are doing the screenings, who have to then come into contact with people who more than not will end up picking up people who have the infection. So all of them have been doing such a good job. And for them, they just feel really proud. They almost feel like the soldiers on the front line when everybody kind of gives them a shout out. And some of them go unappreciated because of the fact that they might be security guards, but they're doing such great work. But with regards to immune system, everybody wants a silver bullet. Everybody wants to know, okay, what do I do to have like the best immune system and to be able to block it? But it's honestly a very simple process. Making sure you get 6 to 8 hours of sleep is vital. Your body works off a 24-hour, what they call a circadian rhythm, so the rhythm of 24 hours. And your sleep, your hormones, all of that is regulated during that time. And if you aren't getting that regulated 6 to 8 hours, you end up having dysfunction. You're very tired. Your immune system might not end up functioning as well because it doesn't know what's going on with its body. So sleeping that amount of time is important. It's locked down. You can do it. The second thing, water. Everybody rolls their eyes when it's like, okay, drink at least 2 liters of water, maybe even 3. Your body is predominantly made of water. And if you don't get the right amount of water in, all the chemical reactions that you have in your body that are good for you are not going to be able to happen because your body needs the water for those things to actually happen. And if you aren't drinking it, you're going to end up being sluggish and your immune system actually spikes more than anything else that you can really do. And then getting in 30 minutes of exercise. And if people are waking up to kind of watch you guys, they can do everything that Raul does. He does a phenomenal job of making sure he increases your heart rate, gets a bit of a sweat going. And if you get at least 30 minutes of moderate to intense working out, your body's able to actually function optimally. Those are the 3 big key things.
Well, the bottom line is you need to start paying more attention to what you're putting into your body, feeding your body with all the
Precisely,
and
yes.
all the nutrients is what the doctor is saying. You heard it from the man himself. But of course, you're spending a lot of time doing push-ups in the shower. Well, you know what? Then there's definitely no way I'm letting you go without you showing us what you can achieve doing push-ups in the shower. And of course, for everyone at home, don't try it at home. Don't do it. He's been able to do it. Please show us.
Just because I'm looking at you, and I feel like at the end of this, I want you as a gym partner.
Yes, well, that's what it is. That is what it is. Okay, let's see what you've been doing. Let's see. What? Hey! What that shower do, man? Come through with it. Okay.
So I feel like me and you are going to be doing push-ups in the shower now.
Well, I think as soon as this show is done, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Well, ladies and gents, breakfast is served, courtesy of the good Dr. Fez. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Okay, put some clothes on, man. Dr. Fez's advice is to always find balance, even in the most foreign of situations. Breathe. You've got this. He is selfless and he makes an impact on those around him. We love you so much. Thank you very much, Dr. Fezile Mkhize, with his shirt on now.
Thanks,
yes, well done. Good man. Cheers.